Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you may be, and welcome back to the HCW channel. And welcome back to another edition of HCW Show Squared, the show takes your format or formula of the defunct HCW Show podcast and expands to the power of, you guessed it, two. There you go, two. I'm your host as always, because TNA is not taking over. D, Z, yeah. And I'm of course joined by my usual compatriot, my partner in crime. It's Craig.
You know me, it's that M.I.C. Craig, aka Mr. Impact. My takeover plans have been foiled, but we continue to carry on with this show. In its normal service has been resumed.
Yeah, the ratings are too low last week.
Ratings discourse. Yeah.
Of course, no, and I'm also joined by that voice that you just heard. For the first time, I think, since like the RGX days of the podcast, we've got someone on here who hasn't got a face cam. And that is, of course, we are joined by Ruff. Ruff, how you doing?
I'm alright. I'm just a disembodied voice that loves NXT.
Just in the ether, you are like.
Yeah, I'm just in the ether. You can follow me on Twitter at Ruffmane, RUFFMANE. So Ruffmane. This is my fifth Twitter account. You know, shoot. Me and Elon Musk are going to be eternally beefing. So, hey.
And that will be at the next WrestleMania card.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him with a Gonzo bomb, bro.
Oh hell yeah.
I'm gonna put us all out of its misery.
Yeah, that's fair. Just bring us back to Twitter. No more X.
Jack. I'm about to tag Jack in. Ugh.
Old school.
But no, this is of course HCW Show Squared. We look at normally just at NXT in general and anything else that might occur that you guys want. Of course, that is right now just NXT. But the way these things work for those who are not aware or those who are new to the show, I will talk about what happens on the show, be it matches, segments, vignettes, that sort of thing. Go through what happens, and then I'll give my thoughts typically first, and then open the forum to the rest of the guys who are here to give their thoughts, and then we'll have any debates, arguments, agreements, whatever. And however that is, you know, so be it. So, without any further ado, unless you guys got anything you want to add first before we get started.
Let's do it.
Okay, and I can see Ruff is
muted. Let's do it. Oh shit, I'm late.
That's fair. Okay, let's get started then. So this is of course NXT on the CW episode 1 from October 1st, premiering from Chicago, Illinois. This is a season premiere, technically, I guess. So things start off with the senior vice president of talent creative, Shawn Michaels, doing an almost full-on entrance. I was like, hell yeah!
Yeah, brother.
Literally, I was just missing the pose at the end, like the whole leg bend, flex thing.
He ain't that flexible no more. So.
Yeah.
I mean, it felt weird hearing people call what's a 50-plus-year-old man sexy boy, but you know.
Shit, he was at it. Shoot, he was in his 40s for all of what I remember of his career. Shoot.
Yeah, in the 90s, in his 40s.
Shit, that fucker.
He never like no shade on him whatsoever, Shawn Michaels, but he looked older. And even in his prime, he looked older.
Yeah. So, like right now, I would say he definitely looks like a 60-year-old man with a lazy eye. So, hey,
Well, the 60-year-old man with lazy eye welcomes the crowd and introduces new titles. So there are new men's and women's singles titles with a bit more focus on the silver plating, as opposed to the, to be honest, kind of cheaper looking gold plating they used to have. So, and I think these look nice. I think these look quite nice, these new titles.
Shit, welcome back WWE ECW.
Yeah, literally, but I didn't mind it. I prefer the silver look to the gold look, because gold looks a bit cheaper for me, personally.
Yes, I would say this allows him to look very distinct compared to the rest of WWE. Especially, you know, with, I will say this, when you look at the top titles on the main roster compared to this, very distinct looks. And honestly, I think if I was in the belt collecting like type thing, I probably would want the NXT titles rather than any of the main roster titles.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think they should look like the UFC titles. Like they've gone for the UFC title look, and it's.
Yeah.
I mean, it is TKO.
Oh, shoot.
So it's the parent company now, isn't it, of UFC and WWE?
Yeah,
So.
Yeah, Zuffa. Fucking, well, trying to do that brand synergy, brother.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan. But
Look, if the day comes when Cody Rhodes holds a UFC title, I'm down for it. Like,
yeah, I'm keep that fake MMA out of my real professional wrestling.
Exactly. Well said. But yeah, so Sean goes on to say that history is going to be made tonight, and that he only has one question for you. Are you ready? But that's not Sean, is it? It's said by another voice. And suddenly the camera pans. It's Triple H, Paul Levesque, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, terrorizing. It's one of those guys. I don't know who it is.
The man that hates attention so much that he's an executive producer on every single episode of WWE programming.
I didn't mind it. I didn't mind a little reunion here, of sort of small reunion of DX here. I didn't mind it.
Pop me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we get the typical, DX. No, we said, "Are you ready?" sort of thing.
No. Oh, you ready?
I didn't want to oversell it, guys. Come on. But no, this is a fun little starter. It weren't too long, too short and sweet, and then straight to the action. I didn't mind it. A good way to start off the premiere.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Like, it isn't like, back in the day of the Authority angle and stuff, where it was like 20-minute, 30-minute promos to start off Raw. Like,
and he was cutting them 20-minute, 30-minute promos like he was still wrestling full time, which is fucking insane.
Yeah. But yeah, out comes Julia. So it must be time for our first match of the night. It's for the NXT Women's Championship. It is Julia taking on champion Roxanne Perez.
Yeah.
So what I've done here is I've got a new sort of format for these. I write down the final moments of the match, and then the result, as opposed to just doing the result. If it's a good match, if it's not a good match, it's getting just the result. So here we have Roxanne hits a pop rocks on Julia, but Julia buys time on the outside. Roxanne goes to get Julia, but it gets nailed with a Northern Lights suplex on the outside. Both avoid a 10 count, but Roxanne heads over to the new title belt, and the ref stops her from using it, which plays as a distraction. As in the background, we see a hooded figure running up to the ring, who attacks Julia with a double arm hook DDT on the outside. Then, back in the ring, Roxanne hits a second and final pop rocks for the free. As Roxanne celebrates, it's revealed that the hooded figure is none other than the returning Cora Jade. She's back. She shouts, "It's my city." I rated this 3 3/4 stars. I thought it was a great way to kick off the show. Good pacing. Match executed very well. The ending, for now, makes little sense, other than it's Cora's hometown, and she has history with Roxanne. But then why help her? But hopefully the questions will be answered in the coming weeks. But yeah, thoroughly good match and a great way to start the show. What were your guys' thoughts?
I liked it. The Core Jade stuff. Glad she's back because it looked like she was going to be away forever. So I'm glad she's back. Didn't sound like she got much of a reaction though when she revealed it was her. I always through the match I thought Julia was going to win, but hey, I was wrong.
Just saying,
yeah,
I got that one right, Craig.
Yeah. It was a decent match. I'm not sure what I expected. I'm being completely honest. I've seen a lot of negative reaction about Julia, that she's been watered down and stuff. But I'm not seeing that. Again, in fairness, I haven't seen an awful lot of Julia matches.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a good match. If that's Julia watered down, then let's go. But as far as the match goes, yeah, it was decent and interested to see what's next. Well, we know what's next for Roxanne, but we're interested to see where this goes for Julia and Cora, whether they actually start feuding now.
Mm-hmm.
If they do, I'm down for it, but yeah, all in all, yeah, good way to start off. Like, you want to start off with arguably what is the best women's division in wrestling right now, and that's coming from a TNA fan.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a solid way to start, solid way to showcase that Roxanne is one of the best in the company right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. First things first for me, man, Julia's entrance, her whole entire presentation screams star, megastar. Like legitimately. It's when she first came back, when she first came to No Mercy, all right, that was cool and all, but everybody was worried about, how is she going to be presented going forward? And that was always the question from when she officially signed. And like I said, people were worried about her being watered down. She's watered down here, brother. Like, her watered down is better than a good chunk of these women, that are trying their best, trying their hardest. And like, this is a great way to start off the show. You're starting off with like I said, probably your two biggest stars in NXT at this moment, besides one Trick Williams, and they did not disappoint. In my personal opinion, this was probably a 4-star match. I'm very generous. I'm gonna be honest with you. Could have been higher without the interference. But honestly, I feel like in a booking sense, this is probably perfect in a way.
Yeah.
Mainly because, and like, here's the thing. Typically, all right, move to a new network. You want to, get the belt on someone new that's going to lead the programming into the new era. And while Roxanne has been in NXT for, over 2 years at this point, and she's been presented at the top of NXT for the most part of that time, she's still 22, 23 years old. And, you can have her down there for another year or so, and people probably wouldn't even bat an eye. But also on top of that, the rumors, oh yeah, Julia was supposed to be here at a Heat Wave. Julia's supposed to be here. So yada, yada, yada. You remember all the rumors about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the thing is, in a sense, is kind of like with how they book this, it silenced the doubters of, all right, Roxanne is only holding the belt only holding the belt until Julia gets here, meaning, you know, her reign really kind of didn't mean nothing. And the thing is, she's legitimately been the face of the NXT Women's Division ever since she stepped in the PC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this really legitimized her reign here. And sure, people are like, oh yeah, what about the Cora Jade run-in, the Cora Jade interference? Well, if you look at that match, these two were presented as equals throughout the whole entire match. And it was just, all right, the Cora Jade interference happened, but you could probably could have ran that match 10 more minutes, and if, you know, Roxanne hit like 5 more pop rocks or had her tap out to the crossface after, you know, no one would have been mad at that. No. Nobody would have been necessarily pissed off about it. So either way, it keeps Julie protected as well while keeping a legitimate run for Roxanne, because her last title reign kind of just ended in very weird fashion. If we all remember that fiasco leading into the Indy Hartwell NXT title run. Oh man, I have a lot of thoughts about that. But all in all, great way to open up the show. The Cora Jade thing, I don't know where this is heading, but it's obvious that they want to keep Cora Jade as still, you know, in that main event periphery upon her return. And it's just, these injuries have really kept her from really ascending to where she probably should have been. Because remember, they were really trying to get her as the main 2.0 girl before even Roxanne came in. Yeah. And the injuries kind of got in the way of that. And so we'll see. Will Stephanie Vaquer be around, you know, maybe team with Julia? You get Julia and Stephanie versus Cora and Roxanne. Mm-hmm. You know, that's a lot of combustible elements right there. You know, who's going to win that one?
Exactly. Not to mention the tease we got later on in the show as well, with someone else that'll be coming in. But,
yeah.
So who knows where we're going with the women's division? It's going to be going, you know, to new highs potentially. So you're following this. Turn up to the venue. We get a little video of Roxanne and Cora's unofficial father, CM Punk. He's here. Also Trick's here too. Cool. Ethan Page turns up to a crowd of approving fans. Please? Is it fans who are cheering for him? He deserves his flowers?
Yeah. All ego, baby.
After this, we get a vignette. We get a vignette with Fraxium and Nathan Fraser and Axiom. They're playing video games. They're playing WWE 2K24. They're playing as themselves against A-Town Down Under, and they keep losing. Nathan's worried about them sticking together because Atdu are trying to draw a wedge between them by, you know, asking questions like, "Are you really a tag team? Do you want to be together?" That sort of thing. Meanwhile, while Nathan's worried, Axiom's not, and he wants to focus on training and kicking and keeping the tag belts and remaining champions. And then they play another game.
They just need to get married already.
They're pretty much a married couple at this point. Like,
Fraser's rage quit comes back. That's every gamer. You rage quit, but immediately come back.
They keep on arguing and whatnot, and it's just like, you know what? There's no one else I really want to be with.
Yeah. After this, we go backstage with Ava and CM Punk. Ava's mainly worried about Punk being a impartial referee, and Punk promises that he will be impartial and keep it straight down the middle, even though he's said before on TV that he wants Trick to win. Just saying.
Hey, I'm just saying, man. Like, who wouldn't want Trick to win?
Wait for the main event. Oh, just you wait.
So this rage.
So in comes Lexus King, everyone's favorite, who would like some advice from Punk.
TV star.
Punk says he'll allow it because he has respect for Lexus' father, Brian Pillman. But Lexus says he's trying to not be like his father, to be better than him. He explains what happened last week with Ora Mensa. You can check out last week's episode to find out what happened with that. And Punk replies that it seems like Lexus has got a lot to figure out: win at all costs or fight against the gene he's born with. I like that. I like that they're setting the tone for Lexus. I do.
Yeah.
They're putting in some groundwork now for him. It isn't just, oh, I'm gonna be creepy to women, or oh, I like rock music. It's now just, okay, are you like your father? Are you like Brian Pillman? Are you gonna delve more into that mindset?
The thing for me is it's just like they need to find a way to make him seem serious. Like he came in, he kind of started driving the wedge between Trick and Carmelo. Remember the deadline match him and Carmelo had?
Thanks for the PLE.
Yeah, that was on Deadline, yeah. And I was just like, you know what? He has something. Like, he's goofy. He looks goofy as hell, but he has something. Like, the presentation is kind of cool, the sliding throne and whatnot, but he's stuck in perpetual mid-card heel hell.
That's fair. That's fair. If they want to make him look serious, though, either rub that beard off or grow it out. Like, because it's not helping him.
Yeah, like him really feeding into that is just not helping his case. And like the only times he's really kind of rubbed shoulders with people kind of up on the card is, you know, him and Tony D for the Heritage Cup, him versus Oba for the North American title, and Oba just, you know, Oba was Oba and just made him look like an ant and squashed him. And then, you know, it's a Heritage Cup match, obviously. Him and Tony D had a nice little solid match, but you just knew, like, all right, he's here to beat the, you know, the obvious jobbers, and then, you know, he's a jobber to the stars, to the real stars of NXT.
Yeah.
Plus, that match was overshadowed by Eddie Thorpe playing his music for like 20 seconds in between the rounds.
Fucking hell.
Basically, yeah.
That is legitimately, I think, one of the worst Heritage matches I've ever seen.
Feuding over music, bro.
But
nah,
he needs a facelift desperately,
like literally,
or he's just going to be this forgettable mid card heel that, you know, oh, he had a funny beard each and every week. So
yeah, that's fair. I would like to rewind a little bit back to what you said, Ruff, about the what he needs. He needs to lose the fucking throne. Like, you can't slide out on weekly TV, look like a fucking Yakuza character.
again. It's like, out you go. Go on, out you go.
Like, I will say this, if he was like a for real, like if they had him in Ethan Page's, like had him in Ethan Page's booking, you know the throne isn't out of place, but now he just looks like a delusional jackass with that throne each week.
It's a fine PLE entrance, the throne, but not on TV, not on weekly TV. Like, you know, like you remember, like Bobby Roode had that ridiculous podium, that pedestal thing he used to have on NXT. Like that, he didn't do it on TV. He did it just on PLE.
Oh, spinny turntable. Oh, I love that so much.
But it worked because it was only on PLE. Like, if he didn't on weekly TV, it'd be fucking bullshit. Like,
arrogant.
To be fair, like, it's the law of diminishing returns. When he first came out with it, it looked cool, but now it's just like, man, you're wasting this on this guy.
Yeah. But it's kind
of like
you said though. Like, if it was Ethan Page who had that, it would look out of place whatsoever.
Yeah, like it's kind of reminiscent of Glacier from WCW. In a sense.
We get a Glacier reference in 2024. What is happening?
Oh.
Casa del Frosty Balls, brother.
Oh.
Fucking hell.
Glacier.
Shout out to wrestling bios, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
That was not on my bingo card.
So yeah, after that segment, we go backstage with Jada Parker and the future of women's wrestling, Lola Vice. I knew that get a reaction. Lola and Jada are arguing again over who needs who. In comes Kalani to not pick sides, saying that they both need each other like an absolute, just on the fence are. Lola and Jada both walk off, claiming that they'll handle Fatal Influence by themselves. Kalani is losing faith, but she's got a backup plan.
I wish she had the backup plan for the match, but
But yeah, what was that laugh, Ruff? Like, Lola is the future.
I'm gonna be honest with you, dog. Like, I do like Lola Vice. There's other women that are better. She's gonna be the most marketable. I'll say that.
This is why she's the future, not the present.
Lola Vice, if you ever find this, we love you.
Yeah, absolutely. Is that hot? That's hot, isn't it?
I'm throwing it up as well. You just can't see it because I'm a voice in the ether.
Yes.
I'm holding my mic. I can't do it. Gotta hold the mic.
But after this, we go into a Chicago street fight, or just a street fight, because apparently it's a Chicago street fight for only certain people. So in a street fight, it's Wesley and Zachary Wentz.
I'm not here.
So
I regret nothing.
I regret asked to come on the show. I mean,
like you full on Cena, you can't see me. I'm not here.
Craig has no affiliation anymore. Just he's backing away.
I'm in bed. I'm still in bed.
I'm sorry. I'm keeping you from getting sponsors.
I've got a blur Craig's camera now. This is like the modulated voice of crime victims, where it's like.
Oh fuck! I'm sorry, bro. Come on.
But no, this is the street fight for Wesley and Zachary Wentz, and we've got final moments. So Zach attempts a UFO cutter, but gets sent to the ramp. He misses the table on the flight. It looked fantastic, but also fucking dangerous.
The table too, bro.
He clipped it.
His back is finished. His back is gone.
That looked brutal, and I hope he's all right. Because Trey's already injured. I don't want him. I don't want two of them injured.
Dude, the Rascals are keeping. Oh man, we need the Rascals to be good, bro.
So Wes hits a springboard double foot stomp onto a prone Zack, laying stomach first on a chair in the ring. Wes grabs a steel chain and wraps it around his fist, but as he goes to strike, Zack does too, and both go down. Zachary recovers quicker and grabs a chair and to hit Wes with, but as he lifts the chair, Wes pleads with him, appealing to his inner rascal, inner brotherhood. That gives Zack hesitation to actually hit him with it, and that time allows Wes to hit a low blow, and that brings Zack down. He puts Zack on the chair, and then Wes wraps the steel chain around his knees on the turnbuckle and hits a Meteora onto the prone sitting Zack, which looked pretty cool. But that does give Wes the 3 count and the pinfall victory. I rated this 4.25 stars. I love this match. It helped that it followed a straight wrestling match with Julia and Roxanne because it's just the contrast of styles here. These kinds of steps always hit with NXT, especially when there's a feud involved. And this was no different. Both men killed it here. And while I know there's a third match on the way, maybe there is a move, I don't know now. But I kind of wish there wasn't, because I don't feel like there'll be another one that would be better than this. And saying that as well, I know we talked about this last week, Craig. I don't think it'll be at Bound for Glory now, because the hype package did not show any TNA footage.
No, I don't see it either. That's unfortunate because, I mean, they didn't start in TNA, but people knew who they were in TNA. That's where they got their hype from, if you like.
Yeah.
But as far as the match went, what a match! Like, I keep saying I love tag team breakup feuds. I love them because they almost go a little bit further than you normally would if it's just a regular feud. You know this person, you've lived with this person, you've done everything with this person, so you know where the line is, and they didn't cross the line. But what a match! Just Zachary Wentz was always the person in the Rascals who people thought wouldn't do anything really. He'd just be the third member of the Rascals. He's shown that he isn't, and he can. I mean, he was. Go and watch Speedball Mike Bailey versus Zachary Wentz from Victory Road, and tell me how good of a wrestler Zachary Wentz is. Because my goodness, and this street fight only made me think that more. Like, everyone knew Wesley was good.
Mm-hmm. Everyone
knew he was good as Desmond Xavier. We all knew he was good. We all knew Trey Miguel was good. But this feud has done an awful lot for Zachary Wentz. And yeah, I don't see a third match happening. As much as I want it to happen, I just don't. But like I said, where do they go with it after a street fight? What can you really do after a street fight?
Punjab prison.
But
yeah, baby. The Kennel from Hell match, brother.
Wesley finds his inner Punjabi and just declares the prison.
Shoot.
Yeah,
my bad.
I love this match, and I find it hilarious because the plywood on the chairs outside.
Mm.
Those who don't know, that is called a Dayton table.
Oh,
damn!
Everything was done to perfection, and also Wentz fucking flew on that coast to coast.
mm-hmm.
He flew. It just, yeah, fantastic. And of course it was going to be, because like I said, tag breakups, they just know they can take it a bit further.
I've only got one nitpick with this match, and it's very tiny, very tiny.
What's it?
When Zack pulls out the plywood from under the ring, there's a moment where he's just standing there holding it and doing nothing.
Like, come on then.
Yeah,
Big spot.
like obviously in the grand scheme of wrestling, we know why he's doing that because Wes can then dive at him and hit the plywood and hit Zach in a follow up. But
Yeah.
just to the naked eye, to the non-wrestling, to the casual viewer, why would he be just standing there, like not doing? He's not moving with it. He's not doing anything with it. He's just standing there, letting whoever on the inside to dive at him or hit him or whatever. He's not moving at all with it. Like,
man, like, yeah. I'll be honest with you. I really like this match. I didn't necessarily like it as much as Julia versus Roxanne, which is my match of the night.
Mm-hmm.
But this was a damn good match. And to be fair, this is the match they needed desperately. But the thing is, this was the match I wanted from them at No Mercy. But obviously, you don't want to do the first match as a street fight. Obviously, and I will say this: if there is a third match, between these guys, well, I think that's confirmation that the Rascals are coming to NXT at that point.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
On a more full-time basis. But this was really good, and honestly, Wes really needed this win. But I'm just wondering, where does he go from here as a heel? Mainly because I really don't know what he can do in this current landscape of NXT. Because I personally thought he had done it all except win the NXT title. And honestly, I don't know if it's worth keeping him in NXT just so he can do that.
I mean, at this point in time, like where we are in the show, I agree. But I feel like after the main event, there's a direction that you can go in. Because, certain dynamics and alignments, I think that could be the way going forward. Because I don't know what else is planned going forward. But that does seem like a natural progression. Unless we go with the three-peat with these two. Which I don't mind. You do just stick Trey Miguel in a shark cage. We're all good for the first step.
Trey Miguel in the shark cage. Will he be forced to choose between his two ex-boyfriends? like a certain dirty dom.
The winner has the winner gets Trey Miguel services.
A custody of Trey Miguel ladder match, brother.
Yeah. So if Wes wins, it's just Jackie by himself on TNA. Meanwhile, Wes has got Trey around with him. Just
get add Myron Reed to the mix, and then we're cooking.
Yeah. Also, everyone forgets about Myron. He's the fourth member.
I didn't.
It's like even just now, like we talk all about the three of them, but not Myron.
Like, the funny thing about it is, I think the most iconic lineup of the Rascals is Dez, Wentz, and Trey. Even though Myron was there at the beginning, but Myron didn't stay signed to TNA. Well, I don't think he even was signed to TNA. He just did a couple of appearances before, MLW was his main thing. Mm-hmm. And then when after Nash Carter got released and went back to the Indies as Zachary Wentz, it was him, Trey Miguel, and Myron Reed going around as the Rascals. And Myron Reed actually got into TNA again. And then he just stopped really getting booked there. I don't know what was the deal with that. Maybe it's like he preferred being more so on the independent scene. But Myron,
okay.
Myron's pretty good. So, what would you say, Craig?
As I said, I think it was just a pay per appearance deal for Myron Reed. It wasn't really signed. It was just come in, do this little bit, and we'll see. But then Scott D'Amore was a real proponent of signing Myron Reed, but then Scott got fired, so I don't think that happened. A lot of things didn't happen because Scott got fired. I think that was one of them.
Yeah. But either way, Rascal's still going strong. Maybe, hopefully down the road, maybe Desmond Xavier finally makes his return.
But as Wesley.
But yeah, sure.
It's like one of those sitcoms, you know. It's like Desmond Xavier played by Wesley, like.
Dude, man, that was funny.
Go ahead.
It was funny because they were doing the treehouse segments, and Trey was steadily calling them Dez, and Wentz was just like, "No, we can't call him that anymore."
I miss like those 2 or 3 treehouse things we got in NXT.
Ethan Page. I remember he was going as Ethan Page, paid by Julia. I remember him doing that.
But no, that was the second match of the night. Of only a 4-match card, which is quite interesting. But that's like for TV shows, they do normally around 6 or 7. So 4-match card's quite surprising. But then again, it is like a TV special, so it kind of makes sense.
TV special plus being on the new network, and also the fact that they no longer have a overrun where they can actually sneak in something. So
I did notice like the feed I had was considered to be shorter than what I would normally have.
You went straight to the nightly news, brother.
But then it was also just a case of there's no adverts now. I don't know if you guys had that, but CW just had no play-by-play, no play-by-play. No picture in picture. Yeah,
no picture in picture.
So I was like, that's fucking amazing. I prefer that to just hearing ads over. But yeah, we move on now to some. It's time for the most must-see WWE talk show in WWE history. Welcome to Miz TV. It's Miz and his TV. He's a new heel Miz. He turned on R-Truth recently on Raw.
So he had heat, brother.
Mm-hmm.
He had some heat on Tuesday.
Miz needed that.
Dude, he didn't get it on Monday.
People were cheering the Eternal Truth.
Like, ugh. Dude, the good people of Chicago realize that R-Truth is a national treasure. So,
yeah,
good job.
It's amazing for a guy who's been in the business for like 25 years, more than that maybe. That he's still pretty much the same. He's been the same worst the entire way throughout his career. Like, you know, truth, wrong killings.
Because the only one company was brave enough to make him world champion, I might add.
Yeah, that is fair.
I
mean, WWE gave him a title shot.
Sometimes he should have beat Cena. He should have beat Cena.
Capital punishment, yeah, should have beat Cena.
I will die on this hill.
The truth shall set you free. And then just nothing. There's no music whatsoever.
I'm not smoking.
Smoking, stealing cups from fans.
Throwing drinks over the kids.
I mean, I'm alright with that. I'm alright with that.
Cutting a promo dressed as Robert E. Lee.
Yeah.
What the fuck was WWE on in 2011?
Whatever Truth was smoking in the shows.
I'm smoking PCP, bro.
So it's time for Miz TV. Miz introduces both champion and challenger in the North American title picture. Champion Oba Femi is first, and then out comes Tony D'Angelo. Oba, again, Aura.
Yeah.
The guy's a fucking. He's a beast in the ring, a beast on the entrance, a beast on the mic. He's a beast in every department. But he's in NXT.
Well, to be fair, the man literally just started wrestling probably not even 2 years ago.
Yeah, but it's insane, like his progression.
Like I remember when he first debuted at Spring Break in 23. Like, all right, he had already had some level up matches, but this is on NXT prior against Oro Mensah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he has something, and he squashed Oro Mensah, but you know, he went away. He was off of TV nursing an injury for a while. So you're just like, oh, that guy was nice for the little moment he was there. And then when they announced the breakout tournament, Jesus, I was like, yeah, this tournament was specifically made to showcase this guy.
Yeah. Or Trey Bear Hill.
Yeah,
but the one guy they brought in so any form had a friend in NXT because they had a similar sort of background.
Oh man, like, but Oba, man, I ended up and the crazy thing about it is he's a heel in the sense of, you know, he's just he's that Gunther style heel too. But the thing is, everybody just loves him. Like the man has the crowd chanting during his promos, man. Like,
yeah.
And the thing about it is, it's just like he's a big guy. Yeah, like he's still learning a lot of things, but he's really good at the stuff he knows how to do right now. And the thing is, I feel like once he's able to unlock even more, once he's able to get higher stamina and being able to work the big main event style, sky's the limit.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's like I said it a while ago on the podcast, but Overeem has potential to be the best big guy in professional wrestling. Full stop. Like, he isn't there just yet. Because obviously you're looking at like Vader's and Stan Hansen and stuff like that, but he has potential to be up there, if not at the very top.
And this is for all my basketball people right here, man. Like, do y'all follow basketball every now and again?
Sometimes.
Like, you see those 7-footers hanging around the 3-point line, just like, hey, kick it out to me. Let me shoot a 3. I'm gonna be honest with you. I miss the days when big men used to, you know, get their back to the basket, bang down low in the post, block out for rebounds and whatnot. And honestly, all these big men that can be like, oh yeah, I'm a big guy, but I can hit moonsaults. I'm a big guy. I can do cartwheels and shit like that. Like, that's cool and all, but sometimes you just need someone to go back to the basics, like Oba did, and it's just like it's refreshing.
Could you imagine the scenes if Oba just started doing cartwheels in the ring?
The moment he did that, I would say it's utter woke nonsense.
But yeah.
So
this is essentially just like an interview between both of them, Oba and Tony. Tony comes out as well, so as I mentioned, with family, but he tells him to go backstage. This is just his thing with Oba. So it's just Tony and Oba and Miz. Miz asks the questions. So senior prep, you admitted that you're afraid of Oba, but what's the change this time? Tony replies that he's so used to being the guy who instills fear in people, but Oba's changed it all. Oba's explosiveness, and there's a reason he's North American champion. Tony's going to use his fear to do the unthinkable, and next week become the new North American champion. Miz turns to Oba. Your response? Oba replies by talking to Miz first, confirming that Miz has been in the game for a while and knows when a man really believes what he's saying and when he doesn't. He believes that Tony doesn't believe a single word he said. Tony's had a successful career, but someone like him has a ceiling. You can shove people in cars, throw them off bridges, and take whatever side hustle you want, but he'll never be North American champion because that is Ober's title. By the way, he completely shut down Tony there, and he killed it. He killed that in that one answer. He killed it.
Yeah, like
he outlined all of Tony's shtick and said, "Okay, that's it. That's all you can do."
Like you can't throw this guy in the river, man.
even if you sedated Femi, you couldn't lift the body over a bridge.
And I'm pretty sure Oba is a great swimmer anyway.
Maybe. I've no idea if that's true or not.
But I really love how they really built up a lot of sympathy for Tony. And the thing is, for someone that's been watching 2.0 since the very first episode, that's seen, the Tony D on the docks, this guy wasn't supposed to be able to get to where he is now. He was supposed to be another PC washout that was going to be out of there in 3-4 months after debuting.
That was me. I was pretty much thinking along those lines at the time.
And the thing is, he's a guy that's the guy behind the character threw himself into this role. And not only threw himself into this role, he made people believe in it. And he's gotten better each and every time he stepped in the ring. And I really feel like next week can be his crowning moment. Especially with the news that Obafemi has now officially become the longest ever NXT North American champion. So,
yeah.
They've really put all the sympathy on this guy, because even the thing with Tony has been with, he was a heel for a long time, and then after he got injured in the lead up to Halloween Havoc 22, and then he came back. Ever since then, he's been kind of face-ish, tweenerish, and the thing is, people have been responding to him positively, but we've never seen him this vulnerable as a character. The closest thing to it was, all right, him and Stax versus Gallus. But, we all knew in the end that the Don of NXT was going to prevail. And, this is the first time we've really just seen him just, lose the light in his eye. Because remember, Oba just destroyed Stack a couple weeks back, and Tony just looked deflated. Remember that?
Yeah. This entire segment, first of all, was better than anything from that press conference last week.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
So let's get that out of the way first. Oba is Oba, and oh my goodness, he's so good. For someone who's still, like I said, still fairly new to wrestling, it's insanely good because he gets it. He's just a big man, and I'm going to do big man shit. That's his MO, and it works because
getting the post.
That's what it's just going back to basics with big men, and it works because he knows how to do it.
And the thing, and also on top of that is all right, we went back to the basics, but he has the personality, he has the physical charisma to make it work too.
Yeah, he has it all. He's still fairly new to the wrestling thing. Tony D, the development his character's faced over this storyline with Oba, even though it's been fairly short, but again, it's worked because it's a side we haven't seen Tony before. So like I said, he's got sympathy for it from this story. But one thing I have to mention is, Stone Cold has a lot to answer for. Like, Tony's from Chicago. Why are you botting him? That really irritated me. It pissed me off. Like, the crowd trying to get himself over, and it irritates me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you cheered when he said he's from Chicago, but you're still wanting him. It really irritated. It took a little bit away. It took a little bit away from what Tony was saying for me. The crowd undermining him.
Yeah.
It was the NXT crowd. Live crowds now are getting on my nerves because they're just trying to get themselves over, and it pisses me off. Chant along, but like Tony isn't the heel here. Why are you doing the what thing for Tony when he's not the heel? It really irritates me that the crowds now are just let's get in a compilation of the best crowds ever. That's what they're trying to do. Like top 10 best crowds, let's get in that compilation. And it pisses me off.
Yeah.
But it took a bit away from the segment for me. It didn't add to it. It almost ruined it for me. Just stop it. Stop it. Because you're not. They're trying to compete with the European crowds, I think.
The European crowds don't try to get themselves over like that, though, at the expense of the talent.
Yeah.
No.
We're just naturally louder in venues.
Yeah.
And we're more creative with the chants. Yes, it's like one song or two songs, but we're way more creative.
And then the American crowds will just copy what we've done.
Yeah.
Like any song you've heard at an American show for wrestling, I can almost guarantee you it came from Europe first.
More likely, yeah. More likely, yeah.
It's just irritating. It's like, Oba's the heel here, but I know it's one thing they're not doing with the heel who's not from America. They're not chanting USA, USA because it's not from here and you're a bad guy. At least they're not doing that. But
at least they're not.
He's Nigerian, right? Oba.
He's Nigerian, but he went to the University of Alabama.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so obviously we're talking more about obviously how Tony is vulnerable here, shown in a new light, something that we've never seen before from Tony. But also, Oba was just definitive in his stance. Like he didn't break away from what he was saying and what his objective was in here, and that was to point out how broken Tony is. Because Tony is a broken man, and he has defiance, yes, but ultimately, at the heart of hearts for Tony, he's broken. There's a shell of a man who was there once upon a time, but he's not there anymore. And I think Oba did a fantastic job in being that heel character and reminding us what it is that we're actually here for. Isn't just an underdog, trying to overcome the big guy. This is someone who got almost dominated by Oba before, who's trying to come back.
And when you look at that No Mercy match, the thing is, like, of Oba's opponents, Tony put up the biggest and best fight out of everyone that he's faced, really, because the Dragon Lee match, you always felt like, oh, the inevitable is going to happen. Powerbomb 1, 2, 3. And then, had the Kaiju fight with him, Dijak, and Josh Briggs, but it was never in doubt. And then it was him versus Ivar. That was never in doubt, even though Ivar's a hoss of a man.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the Wesley saga, and then, you had Joe Coffey in there, but Oba is a methodical just weapon. He's the inevitable and you know what's going to happen. But then they had the match and No Mercy, and it was just like Tony had him for a second, and then it was just like the Terminator Oba just came through and just wrecked shop at the end, and it was just like, man, he really is. He really is.
Yeah, he really is.
Yeah.
But yeah. So on with the Miz TV thing, because they spoke more after this as well. Tony mentions that he grew up 20 minutes from the building they're in Chicago. That gets the pop, as we said, about Chicago and then the what chants and everything. He has friends in the back, in the crowd, and he has friends who motivate him to be the man he is today. Oba says that the people that he has can't fight for him. No one can fight for him. Next week, we just them two in the ring, and they both remember what happened last time when that happened. Oba broke Tony and planted doubt in his mind. Oba says that Tony can't beat him. Tony then stands face to face with Oba in the center of the ring and says that Oba's just a man. Oba replies that he is inevitable and that Tony is still broken. And then Miz has to match up in between them. But
Wait, Miz, get your ass out of here.
Legitimately, you've got these over in this big stealth in the center of the ring, and then Miz is just there like, and that's right, guys. Next week they're gonna be fighting.
Get your ass out. That's low key the worst. Like, that's low key the worst thing about talk show segments.
You could legitimately could have just ended there with them two having the stare off. Like,
yeah, we know what's happening. It's been hyped up. We get it. Miz, you don't need to say anything else. You said what you got to say.
But again, that does play into Miz's character, in that he's got to be the limelight. You know.
Fair enough. But like, I know this is typically your thing, DP, because you're the host. But want to do predictions for this match?
Not yet. I've got them at the end though.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah, no worries. I don't say beforehand, so that's on me. Because Craig knows already. But after this, we get a backstage interview with Cora Jade. Cora claimed that so many people were focused on Julia and Stephanie Vacquier that they forgot about the savior of the women's division, Cora Jade. In comes Roxanne to question her. Cora says that they have history, but she likes the new outlook on life that Roxanne has. Roxanne then suggests that perhaps a common enemy will bring them together.
I'll be honest with you. In that sense, it recontextualizes the turn that she had 2 years ago. Because remember, she turned on Roxanne out of jealousy.
Yep.
Not because Roxanne wasn't a fucking killer. Like,
I mean, this is
like
a whole.
I'll be honest
this is like
with you,
retconning,
dog.
You know. This is retconning of the old 2.0 stuff.
Like, I was there. No, you will not do this, Shawn Michaels. You will not do this. You will not gaslight me into thinking this bullshit.
Cora Jade used to have a skateboard.
She broke the skateboard over Roxanne.
Did she have to carry a little coffin as well when she was Havana Black?
Yeah. I forgot about that.
My goodness.
But yeah, it seems like in this retcon universe of NXT, they might be teaming up soon. It seems that way to fight their common enemy of Julia and or Stephanie Vacquier and or that other person coming in soon.
Coming soon.
Alright, let's go.
Yeah. After this,
okay.
I will say, after the street fight, I did say it earlier, but I should have said, it goes downhill after the street fight.
It kind of does. Like, I'm not mad at it. I still enjoyed the show. So.
But yeah,
like,
so
I've been here through the worst of times.
Next up, we have the tag team match. So, Jada Parker and Lola Vice against Fatal Influences, JJ Jane and Fallon Henley. And guess what? There's no fun moments here. Fatal Influence win with the combination knee-struck and psychic on Lola after Jada and her argument, and Jada walks away. I rated it 2.25 stars. It was alright. It didn't really have substance going into it, other than the whole can Lola and Jade coexist thing. Jada, not Jade. Can Lola and Jada coexist? And that in itself was pretty rocky. The right team won here, in my opinion, because Jada and Lola can now feud, or work on their teamwork, or team up with Kalani, I guess, for something else, right? No! Because Fatal Influence announced their next target after the match, and that target is Kalani Jordan. And they call her into the ring to start something. And Kalani, with no hesitation, gets into the ring. Well, gets onto the apron, so I should say, and says, I'm more than willing to fight you right here and right now. But she didn't come alone. Then out comes the tag team of Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, who take out Fatal Influence, and the three champs stand tall.
Hell yeah.
I have very mixed feelings on this.
The best moment of this match has.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna say it's an extended segment, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate can they coexist tag matches so goddamn much. The best part of it all was Bianca and Jade coming out, and then they clean house. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a proud member of the estate, all the EST fans, and love me some Jade Cargill, love me Kalani Jo. I actually love all of the women involved in this segment here,
especially the vice, right?
Jada Parker is I'm gonna be Jada Parker. If you need a husband that is an ethereal voice, holla at your boy. Like,
I don't know if I've got a bleep.
But like, I'm gonna be honest with you, dog. Like, the match in the ring was not bad by any means. Like, it wasn't like offensively terrible.
No.
I just hate the concept. I hate the booking. Well, not necessarily the booking. I hate, the tropes of it all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was perfectly fine match. And the thing is, I initially thought it was going to be the thing of Lola and Jada inadvertently help each other to eventually win the match. But like I said, the right team won. And I will say this: JC and Fallon have a cool ass tag team finisher.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Like, strike finishers are usually shit, but tag team strike finishers.
I think they need to work on timing a little bit better, JC and Fallon, but in concept, it's definitely a good tag finisher.
To be fair, it's just like the funny thing about it is these are two former NXT women's tag team champions. Mm-hmm. So, albeit Fallon's is kind of, I wouldn't say fucky, but it's just like,
I don't care. Her and Kiana was great.
That was a can they coexist team. I hated that just off principle. But like,
weren't they joined together because it was like, wasn't she like quote unquote dating Brooks or Briggs?
Yeah. Kiana was dating Brooks.
Yeah.
The right team won. I'm kind of excited. Because I know eventually later in the show they did announce it as official for St. Louis. Mm-hmm. I am excited for Bianca, Jade, and Kalani versus Fatal Influence and a 6-woman tag. Like, I think that could be a really good match right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I will say this: typically, they're probably going to do the house show booking of the baby faces win, but I personally think, it'll be more interesting otherwise. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, the match was all right. It again, not trying to apply too much logic to it, but why did Jada think Lolo was trying to kick her? When if you turn around, you'll see JC down on the friggin' floor.
Yeah.
Like, she wasn't trying to kick you, was she? And then
Can they coexist, brother?
like, oh, I don't like that. I don't like oh no, you try to hit me. I'm done. I'm gone. No, just finish the match. You're gonna win. You could have won the match.
Well, to be
Just-
fair, to be
really
fair to Jada, right, and obviously logic goes out the window with these sorts of things, but it happened twice. There was some sort of incident, and Jada did walk off saying, "That's twice. That's twice now." So
She got pushed into her. Has Jada never seen a wrestling match before?
To be fair, she's never been a tag team match.
yeah,
Like,
to
outside of,
to be fair,
like-
she's been being dragged down by OTM, so that's what she's normally used to.
Whoa! OTM is solid.
No, they're not out. They're firmly stuck in the mud.
They're solid. They're just not future stars like Jada Parker.
This entire
No offense to them, like, I really like those guys, but between their booking and lack of booking, because we haven't seen them in like a month and a half at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Jada turned face,
Yeah.
and then they stopped showing up.
yeah. This entire match was, like I said, it was fine. Glad Fatal Influence got the win because, again, even though they're still quite new themselves, they're still the more experienced team as a team. So they kind of it made a lot more sense. I'm not a fan of when the coexist team would get the win against the established team typically. But yeah, and then afterwards, all right, cool. I mean, we've got Bianca and Jade. Even though I'm fed up of seeing them week to week, I'm fed up of it because they're literally It's mainly when it comes to the tag titles, it's the same three teams, and I'm getting a bit fed up of seeing them. I want because they're tag team champs again, which I didn't see the point in doing it again. I was convinced Bianca was going to turn on Jade. Still might happen, but I'm not the biggest Bianca Belair fan.
Yeah.
And just I'm not overly hyped for this tag match next week. Just doesn't do a lot for me. Yeah, all right, cool.
I will admit I'm somewhere in between you two guys' levels of excitement for this. I'm excited to see what Phil Withers can do with someone like Bianca Belair or Jade Cargill. But on the same hand, I'm like, do I really want to see this match? Because I was never a huge Jade Cargill fan.
Yeah.
Like even going to AW days for her, like I was never a huge fan of hers and her ridiculous Goldberg booking in AW. And Bianca Belair is a fantastic wrestler, but she needs to be a heel.
No.
The EST gimmick is such a heel thing.
No. she is Black Lady John Cena. Take it or leave it.
I know, but if you say you're the you're the best EST, you're the great EST, you're the fast EST, like you're just bragging about yourself. You're being cocky. You're being arrogant. That's a heel that's a heel thing. That's not a face thing.
It is heel, but the people love it. She's moving like.
I want Jade to cut that braid off.
Oh, you son of a bitch! You sick son of a bitch! You sick son of a bitch!
Imagine having Bianca with short hair and she can't do that fucking hair twirl.
Jade
be
would
honest with
be the biggest heel in wrestling if she did that.
Exactly.
biggest heel in wrestling,
Exactly.
bro.
And that's how you solidify Jade.
I'm gonna be.
Oh.
Man.
Well, does Bianca ever agree to that though?
I don't see why she wouldn't. I mean,
Well, I heard rumors that they've pitched something like that and it just didn't go through. Not necessarily because she turned it down. They were just like, it doesn't make sense for at this time or something like that. Just remember, I think they were going to do the same thing during her build to WrestleMania 38 between her and Becky.
Mm-hmm.
And then they flipped it on its head and, Bianca is the one with the scissors and cuts Becky's hair.
It's like, I'm not saying like shave her bald at all, because that would look probably not that great on Bianca. But, like, just get rid of the braid. Like, entirely, the whole long hair thing, get rid of that and change that, just like shoulder length hair. It's like Jade, in kind of, actually. But, like, just something like that, I think, could benefit Bianca a bit, because the whole hair twirl thing is a bit overdone now. And I know it's synonymous with her and what she does, but when your whole personality is just, I'm the EST hair twirl, like...
In fairness, like, the braid doesn't really come into play all that much with Bianca. It's usually someone else doing it, and she only brings out the hair whip on big matches.
And that's a DQ. That would be a DQ.
Yeah, it's not DQ, brother. It's not DQ, dude.
I mean, if it's part of your body, but you can't really do much about it.
Just don't use it.
It's being pulled all the time. Why not?
But yeah, no, the match happening next week, whatever. I'm fine with it happening. I'm excited for it to an extent, but just I'm not huge on the idea. That's all. But it's fine. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna watch it still. So it's what it is. So we move on. We get a small vignette from Javon Evans. It's basically just him saying he grew up watching Randy Orton and he's excited to face Randy Orton next week. And then we have to cut to Randy Orton commenting on this, saying that Javon reminds him of himself at his age, and he wants to set a challenge for himself to see if he can hit an RKO that will knock everyone's socks off. Which means we're absolutely getting some sort of Evan Bourne-esque RKO with Javon Evans.
Well, shit, I hope Javon isn't crashing hotel rooms like Randy did.
I had a quite a sobering thought watching this segment. Is that Javon Evans wasn't born when Randy Orton debuted.
It's fucking wild. We're watching people younger than us be much more successful.
Yeah. He's what, 20?
Like Randy Orton debuted.
So go.
Javon wasn't. Bruv.
It'll be a fantastic match. It will. But it's just so bizarre. Like, we've seen segments of Javon talking about like people he grew up watching, and it's like the numbers don't add up. They don't make sense.
He's barely 20 years old, I think. It's just like
Just turned 20.
Which is what, 2004? 2003? Something like that?
Like, let me check. Let me check to be sure.
Randy debuted 2002, right?
Yeah.
He was born in 2004, bro. Yeah.
He was born the same year as the Rumble winner that we can't mention.
Oh man.
What is that?
He was born
same year of the Rumble. Sorry.
He was born like 3 weeks after Redacted won the world title in the main event of WrestleMania.
God, really?
Yes.
Now, can we get Javon on the podcast to talk about Redacted?
No one old enough to be on TV as a wrestler was born like after 2002. No one. No, I don't. No. No one over the age of 18 was born like after 2002. I'm not having that.
I think I was.
No.
I was 5 or 6 years old when Randy debuted on TV.
Oh shit! I was born in the year 2000.
You're a millennium baby.
Yeah, man.
I was like 2000. I think I was about 7, something like that, maybe. Yeah. I don't know, about 6, 7, something like
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
I wasn't even 2 years old when he had his debut match on SmackDown.
What?
Craig, how old are you again?
I'm 24 now, bro.
No, Craig.
I'm 27.
Oh, I am too. Yeah.
Old bastards.
Why do you think Craig wears the cap? It's to hide the hair.
That's not even a joke. That's why I'm wearing this fucking hat. My head is receding. That's why I'm wearing the hat all the time.
Oh shit, fair.
Amen. I don't blame you. I do not blame you.
Oh, but so yeah, after this, we get another vignette, which is just a hype segment. Someone's walking through the sand, and then on the road, on a highway, and the sign above them says NXT 27th. So that's Halloween Havoc, right? 27th.
Shoot, let me check.
Surely. That's a date 2. Gotta be.
On a random episode of NXT TV.
Is Halloween Havoc an actual PLE or is it like TV special?
It's PLE, yeah, PLE.
Okay, cool.
Because they were promoting
TV specials.
They're promoting it from No Mercy.
Oh, okay, cool. Cool.
The ruler.
But yeah, at Halloween Havoc, we've got red latex coming. We've got someone dressed in red, but not sexy red because fuck her.
Well. I'm pretty sure that's we have to talk about her now.
I mean, she'll be on next week, so we can absolutely talk about her next week for the prediction stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, who are we thinking? I mean, Delta, right?
Yeah. The funny thing about it is, when WWE posted that when NXT posted that onto their official Twitter page, a lot of comments and quotes are like, "Well, it's got to be Delta." And then I saw this one that was fucking hilarious. It's like, all this hype around Delta, she better be good. And Delta herself responded to this person like, "Hey man, I'm trying, bro." I mean, just wait till I get there, dog.
Give her a minute. Jeez.
Keeping it 100, completely honest, I don't know much about Delta at all. Like, I've done a little bit of research, but that's about it.
I've seen her once, not personally. I watched when TNA went to Australia for a tour, and Delta was booked on that, and she faced Giselle Shaw. Looked decent.
Yeah. It's nice to see these Australian, like New Zealand, like Kiwi talents coming more into the mainstream now, because we've had a few of these now. Obviously, like Rhea Ripley and Grace Moore and Jay White, and we had a few of these people come over. Like even Indy Hartwell, I think she's Australian, right?
Yeah, she's.
But
and Duke Hudson as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's a few of them that come over into the mainstream on TV. Not to mention onto the indie scene as well. Like we got I forgot her name now. Lena Cross, who's made it onto like the English scene.
TK Cooper.
Yeah, another one exactly. So there's a few of them like that are making it over, and good for them. Yeah, but Delta will be another one to add to the edition, and another one of the women's division in NXT of an already stacked roster.
They're gonna have to move some people up. They're gonna have to move people up.
I mean, Roxanne's ready. She'll be ready. She'll be ready for a while.
Yeah, she was ready 2 years ago. Essentially,
I think Roxanne's gonna hold the title for a little bit longer until Stand Deliver maybe, and after that, she's getting called up because they don't really need her now.
Yeah.
NXT.
Give her the full year reign, yeah, and then send her up, yeah.
Yeah, and have
Makes
her lose it to
sense.
someone else. I don't know who she loses it to, but in that time you'll build someone up to that level where they can be boxed out.
She's losing to either Stephanie or Julia. Like,
yeah, it makes sense.
That's for sure. As long, I'm gonna be honest with you, as long as she doesn't lose it to Cora Jade, I'm gonna be fine with that.
That's what I think she's visited. That's what I think she's, yeah.
Let me throw out a weird one. Let me throw out an odd one here. Brinley Reese, your new NXT Women's Champion.
You know what? I wouldn't be mad at it. Hopefully that means Malik and Idris can finally get booked again.
Yeah. They are my boys. Malik and Idris, they're absolutely my boys. I've loved them since they've been teamed together.
The beautiful black contenders need a run at the tag titles.
I mean, are we still doing the bad luck thing for Malik and Idris? Like,
don't know. They've been on TV. You don't know.
They've had bad luck fucking years. The fuck they talking about bad luck for the past 6 months? No, you've had bad luck for years at this point, brother.
But no, that does bring us on to the main event of this show. The special guest referee match for the NXT Championship. Referee is, of course, one CM Punk. The champion, Ethan Page, taking on Trick Williams. And there are no final moments here that I've written down.
Oh, you hater.
Trick wins with the trick kick. I've never heard it called that before.
The trick shot. It's called the trick shot.
Yeah, exactly. Trick shot. Literally, on the little display thing, it said trick kick.
I'm like, that has to be a goddamn typo.
The trick shot's what I've known it as, and it's just like, trick kick. Okay. So, like, Trish Stratus' chick kick. Like...
I think the fucking wind up kind of Trouble in Paradise is supposed to be the trick kick, but he hasn't finished a match with that in like Jesus knows how long.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so Trick wins with a trick kick, trick shot, sorry, and I rated the match 1.5 stars.
You're too harsh on that.
Honestly,
you're being way too harsh.
Honestly, the match sucked. And it should be thanking me for giving it 1.5 stars.
Why is that?
It was sloppy. It was slow, and it pretty much became the CM Punk show, which is another issue entirely. But when you bring in a referee almost exclusively for the hometown pop, you know that there's gonna be an issue with that because the guy is CM Punk. Like, I love CM Punk. Don't get me wrong, but there were moments in this match where people were just chanting for Punk. Not for either the champion or challenger. Like, they weren't booing Page, they weren't cheering Trick, they were just they're going, CM Punk, CM Punk. Like, the match is not about him. It was never about him. This is about the NXT title. This is about Trick potentially getting his title back. A title that he, didn't get pinned for, actually. When he lost it. And, honestly, it sucks that they had Ethan hold his title so long. Well, not so long, but as long as he did, to be a transitional champion. Because at this rate, why didn't Trick win the Fatal 4-Way?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. From what we know, losing Dijak kind of hurt. Well, not only just losing Dijak, you also lost Dragunov, you also lost Braun, you lost Mello, you lost all of pretty much your main event and upper mid card scene to the draft.
Yeah.
And
Dijak
then you could have had.
Didn't he get released, Dijak?
No, he got drafted first, and then they didn't use him, and then they released him.
Oh,
okay, right, fair enough.
Drafted without a contract. His contract was
right.
And the thing is, it's just like he was kind of hurting for challengers. And like, remember the whole thing? It's gonna be him. It's gonna be Trick versus Noam Dar. And then Noam Dar actually got hurt. But also it's the fact that Noam Dar, ever since losing the Heritage Cup, kind of, had no real credibility as a credible main event level heel.
Yeah.
And they didn't seem like, all right, they didn't want to do Trick versus Tony D. They weren't going to immediately do Trick versus Oba. Wes wasn't back. So it was just kind of a thing where you brought in Ethan Page to be this heater, get a bunch of heat and whatnot. And the thing is, well, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to give this match a 2.5.
That's generous.
Like, I know. I'm gonna give it a 2.5, mainly because of this reason. These are two guys that are not ring generals by any sense of the word, but they've been perfect in bringing out and eliciting emotion from each other and getting the crowd to react. Because the crowd went crazy for, Trick winning. And the thing is, you ask the question of, okay, why did Ethan even win the title to begin with? Well, it's to give this moment, because on the premiere show, you want to have a big baby face, win like this. You get what I'm saying? And the thing is, you had Roxanne Julia open the show, and you had Roxanne retain. So obviously you're going to have Trick winning the main event here. It's booking 101. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you mean.
Like,
yeah.
They wanted Trick to lose the title at Heatwave so he could win it at CW. And it's a big moment that they're going to put in the CW video packages for the next 5-6 years.
And I know, again, I know we're looking, again, at booking reasons and stuff like that for doing certain things. And obviously, there's a very clear booking reason as to why Punk was there. But if you're... Well, this is the first, right? So you're, 4 days away from PLE, Bad Blood? Why would you not have Drew cost Punk? Why would not have Drew come in and attack Punk? Why wasn't Drew here?
I can't say Drew wouldn't give a fuck about NXT. I couldn't say anything like that, but I think it's mostly the thing of they were married to the idea of the big babyface moment for Trick and Punk in his hometown.
Yeah.
Yeah, very well put.
I'm just...
Right.
I mean, I was very down on the match watching it, and going back now to revisit it, like for this review, I'm a bit down now because, like, this might be a hot take, right? This might be a hot take. Ethan's done more with the title than Trick did in his first reign. He's done more for the title and for the heritage of the title than Trick ever did with the title in his first reign. And I hope the second reign can improve for Trick, but I don't think it will. Because every time Trick's had a match, the good matches were ones where he was carried by a Dragunov, a Noam Dar, fucking, in his face now. Like, the Carmelo ones, for some reason, sucked. They should never have sucked, but they did. And I can't help but think the common denominator in all this is Trick. You've got credible wrestlers he's fighting who can put on a good match and put on a good show. Trick is the exception. Like, matches where Trick's had to be the one to carry it or be the more credible person of the two of them have not gone down well. Or at least not been perceived well, or like done well, But I don't understand, and maybe you can enlighten me, Ruff, because you're on the Trick bandwagon, but I don't understand the love that Trick has. Like, I know he has charisma, I know that much, but to me, he's just an undeserving champion.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Jack. Like, dog, in this medium of professional wrestling, if you can make people feel, you are worth 10 times anybody that can do all the moves in the world. If they can't make people feel. And
I suppose
that's
it works both ways, doesn't it? Like positive and negative emotion.
Yeah. Oh God, no.
Like
I
get
like you may hate him.
I get a burning hatred in my soul when I see Trick.
Like, you may hate him, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Everybody in that crowd is singing his theme song. Everybody in that crowd wants to see him succeed. He's just cool. He has that charisma. That's he might be the first like real full-time aura merchant of current day NXT. Like, when you look at that NXT titles lineage since the first 2.0 episode, because remember, it goes Ciampa, Breaker, Ziggler, Breaker, Hayes, Dragunov. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, Trick is an aura merchant. Like, he's 10 out of 10 on the mic, presentation. Like, he needs to up his ring game from a 5, 6 out of 10 to an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Because if he can do that, I'm going to be honest with you, all your ills about him are gone.
Yeah.
Like, if he gets better in the ring. And people forget that, again, say like an Oba, well, he really just started wrestling damn near 3 years ago. And literally no one thought he would get to this point where he's main eventing pay-per-views consistently. Hell, not even just a year ago.
Yeah.
Because I forgot what was the groundswell of it all. But, well, no, I remember it now. It was the first match with Ilya. Because everybody really just saw him as Carmelo's hype man. But the thing is, the Ilya match really brought out the best in him in the ring. And it feels like HBK kept trying to go back to him, give him chance after chance after chance. And the thing is, I would say he's been more good than bad, but it's just now his bad stands out a lot more since he really is, the star of the show now.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you weren't really thinking he was that bad against Dominic Mysterio at No Mercy, right?
I mean, I thought Dom was better. So.
But did you think Trick was, that bad?
To be fair, yeah, you got a point, because that wasn't. I suppose, yeah, because he wasn't in the limelight as he is now. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of spotlight on Trick, and has it been mentioned that Trick's NXT champion, by the way? Did we mention that? That Trick has won the NXT title. I don't think we mentioned it. But when Trick won, my initial reaction was like, nah.
At least you got it right.
I don't hate Trick. I don't love Trick. I've got nothing towards Trick. I don't feel anything towards Trick. His promos, it's the same 4 lines in different orders. His matches don't go over 15 minutes. I don't get it. I don't understand what NXT and the fans see in Trick. He's got charisma, undoubtedly, but sometimes it's ruined when he talks. Like, on more than one occasion, he's tripped over his words in his promos. On more than one occasion, and this is the face of the company. He's now on the list of 2-time NXT champions. Look at that list. You've got Finn Balor, Adam Cole, Tommaso Ciampa. I don't even know.
Braun Breaker, yeah.
Braun Breaker. Does Trick really belong on that list? Like, like his first reign. I mean, it was barely a reign. And then, like I said, why did you give the title to Ethan Page if you're just going to do this? But like you've mentioned, Ruff, like the booking, and that makes a lot of sense now I think about it. But then, what does Ethan Page do now? And that entire reign was just a transitional reign, and he got pinned every single week.
Yeah,
like it was just a clusterfuck of a reign. And now we're going back to Trick, who who can't go over 20 minutes in a PLE main event unless it's in a fatal 4-way. I just don't understand it. I just don't, and I'm not looking forward to watching Trick week to week as NXT champion. I don't get it.
I very much hope that he proves me wrong, proves you wrong, and proves Ruff right.
Please.
But I just don't see it happening. I don't know who. Obviously, there's feuds you can build to, and obviously now we know that Trick has won the title. He's not going to be champion going forward. We can probably go into Wesley territory, so that Wesley and Trick Williams, which I see being the first official feud for Trick going forward. Unless they go again the three-peat with Wes and Zach, but as you guys said, I don't see it happening now really. So yeah, I think Trick and Ethan. I think Trick and Wes is the way they're going to go forward. As for what's next for Ethan, fuck knows. He might feud with Tony or Oba, depending on who wins that. Because I don't. Here's the thing: Ethan, to me, is like sort of like Kevin Owens' character in regards to NXT, in that he's a prize fighter, in that he will only compete for titles, in that he only should compete for titles, really. Because he talks the talk and he walks the walk. He's a competent wrestler at best. Not bad at best. He's a good at best, competent at his base. But there's something about the air in that Ethan doesn't seem like the guy who'll just do random matches. Or if they are, it's him as champion squashing someone.
Yeah.
It's not like, Leslie's King and Oro Mensah on TV, Like, it's not going to be Ethan Page against Brooks Jensen. I just don't know what's next for Ethan, and that kind of worries me a little because he is a star, and he proved it as his time as a champion. Like, he legitimately made that title so much more than what Trick did before, and it's on level with what Ilya did. But Ilya wasn't on a different level because Ilya was more in ring rather than on the mic.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm a little worried about what the future holds. But again, Trick, if you watch this, you probably don't. But if you do watch this, prove us wrong and prove Ruff right.
Please prove us wrong. I'm begging you. Please. I'm begging to be proved wrong.
Because at the end of the day, this is all about seeing the show improve, seeing the people improve. Like, we never want to wish you, like, what's the word? Like, ill wishes or anything like that. Like, we just want to see you improve. We want to see you do better. And obviously, Ruff thinks you're doing a great job. But me and Craig...
Purely opinion.
Yeah, exactly. It's all opinionated, and it's just something that we want to see improve.
To be fair, we're three idiots on a podcast.
Exactly.
They're not listening to us.
But on the off chance that they are. To be fair, I think we're like one of the only podcasts in the UK that cover NXT. So that might mean something. So that means you're the best in the UK.
NXT UK.
Correct. Yes.
Like I'm gonna be honest. Like the onus is now on Trick again. Like, fair enough, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I believe he can ascend. I've liked him. I've liked this push that he's had over the last year. But now it's a thing of let's see if he can put it all together. Mm-hmm. But also we need to see what's next. because this feels like a chapter has closed between him and Ethan Page.
Yeah.
And honestly, like you're saying, oh yeah, Ethan Page is kind of like the Kevin Owens. You know, hell, what if he also pulls a Kevin Owens and he's on the main roster like soon?
Honestly, wouldn't surprise me. Ethan's already got the chops for it. Like it's.
I
Do you remember?
do have a theory.
Do you remember this weird time in NXT when Apollo Crews spent next to no time in NXT?
Straight
Went
to the main roster, fuck for the US.
He was in NXT for about maybe half a year, I think it was at most, and then he went to main roster. I think we're on that sort of level here with Ethan Page. I think he's gonna. He's been more champion now already. Like, what more can you do with him in NXT? Really? Like, have him on Raw and SmackDown. Have him come out weekly on SmackDown or Raw and just talk shit, because that's what he does.
I do have a theory on Ethan Page. I don't know if keep regular eye on TNA or not, but at the minute, Josh Alexander is kind of feuding with the Eric Young and Steve Macklin, who are a tag team at the minute.
Oh.
I'm thinking Josh might need a partner for Bound for Glory. But whether Page would agree to it, I don't know. But it kind of feels like it could happen.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
So maybe that's what happened, but I don't know.
Reform the North.
But yeah, main roster. Just took him on the main roster.
Mm.
You've put him at the top, and there's nowhere to go but down for Ethan Page now.
Yeah. But yeah, that does bring an end to this section of the review. NXT first edition on the CW depends on how you look at it. I thought it was a very strong start with a weak finish.
Yeah, up, and then just lift out.
It sort of flatlined a little, but it just for me didn't hit. I know Craig's on a similar sort of ballpark. Ruff, what did you think of the episode in general?
If I had to give it like a Meltzer rating,
7 stars.
I would give it a no. Here's the thing. I gave that to the first NXT 2.0 episode.
Oh, no.
Yeah, man. Nah, like I would say it's a 3.5 out of 5. Like I said, strong start, not as strong on the back end, but overall, like it was a good watching experience. And hey, it seems like I know ratings discourse is kind of, meh. You know what I'm saying? Like,
honestly, fuck the ratings. I don't give a shit about them. They're not important into wrestling nowadays. I really don't care about them.
They fucking picked the right thing to open the show with, because their viewership peaked with 965,000 people watching
For DX.
Roxanne versus Julia.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Like I said, fuck ratings, because that was just live. Like I watched it the next morning. Like I know plenty of people who watch it the next day. So
yeah,
and that's just on CW as well. Like it never takes into account everyone who watches it in the week on different platforms.
Yeah,
and that's why the ratings are bullshit.
Yeah,
ratings are bullshit.
But also,
the amount
of people who just watch it on YouTube or who just online stream it,
or you go through very 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 legal means,
questionable means, yeah.
Still, yeah. But overall, it's like I said, 3.5 out of 5. Something good. Like I'm like again, like I could have done without, Miz being involved. But it's Miz TV. But also on top of that,
they should have had.
They just wanted to
Nathan Frazier doing the hard hitting facts.
Yeah, hard hitting facts, brother. We need to bring that one back with his co-host Dragon Lee, brother.
Oh, I don't know. But yeah, Craig, what was your overall thoughts on the show? If you had to give it a rating out of 5.
5.
What?
You know, I'd probably agree with Ruff and go for like 3.5.
Okay, yeah.
It started off really strong and then just leveled out. It didn't really go up or down from there. I don't think it just dropped a little bit when Trick won the title, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair.
But,
And to finalise the segment, I'll give my rating out of 5. I'll give it a 2. No, I'll give it a 3. A 3, I think it's more fair. Strong start, and that's something that really raises the level of the rating. It dips quite a bit in the second half of the show. Miz didn't really ruin it for me per se, because you do need a mediator, I guess, for these sort of things, so it makes sense. Because someone needs to keep it civil.
The Miz.
I mean,
that's who you choose. The Miz.
It worked. I mean, they didn't fight. It worked. But after that, though, women's tag was alright, and then obviously I didn't like the main event. So for me, I think 3 is fair, considering how low I went on the main event.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I'd say a successful episode on the CW. And the main thing, no more picture-in-picture, hopefully. Because that is legitimately one of the worst things I've ever added to TV in the last, decade or so.
I don't get that anyway, because NXT on the WWE network is just adverts of what's on the network.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
I don't watch the network, so I don't use that. My feed is always Heritage Cup match in the middle of round 2, round 3, Progressive life insurance, Geico, and
yeah. There's a lot of food adverts I noticed.
Yeah, there are actually. For
a lot of
food which is generally not as good as Europe. Just saying. Ruff, any thoughts?
Like Dunkin' Donuts.
Any thoughts on
Dunkin' Donuts, bro?
American food being worse than European food?
You eat beans for breakfast, so I really don't.
Yeah, I love it. I love that. That's always the one that gross at Americans. I love.
I don't eat beans for breakfast at all. I just drink.
You fuckers be having bangers and mash or some bullshit.
In tomato sauce as well.
Yeah. Also, some people have something called a builder's breakfast, which is a whole mess of things. It's like beans, sausages, bacon, egg.
Black pudding, bob and squeak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
anywho,
let's move on to the next bit of this, because we're approaching the 2 hours now, which is not too bad considering. But
bro.
So the match is set for next week, and we'll go over predictions as well. We'll start off with arguably the worst part of this show for me. Sexy Red will make an appearance.
Sexy Red's gonna be out there with Bianca and Jade and Kalani more than likely. That's the funny part.
Yeah, probably live singing their song and just being genuinely incomprehensible to understand.
St. Louis.
That's the thing. They're not even in St. Louis, are they? They're in somewhere else, aren't they?
They're in a suburb of St. Louis. It's more so the fact I don't like St. Louis rap, so.
Oh, is she from there?
Yeah, she's from St. Louis. Yeah.
Ah, fair enough.
Okay.
Didn't know that. Legitimately,
and hey,
didn't know that.
She's in the There we go.
So next week, I'm gonna have to do a little transcript of anything that she says, because anything she says in a promo on a promo, but anything she says just generally on the mic, that's not singing. I always try and get a little transcript of what she said, because I never understand a thing she says, and it's always coming out as something ridiculous. But yeah.
Fine.
Moving on to the matches itself, though. We have a 6-woman tag. We have Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Kalani Jordan taking on Fatal Influence, Fallon Henley, JT Jane, and Jasmine Nix. There we go. I almost got her name for a second. What are we thinking? Who wins this match?
Oh man, I'm 100% going for Kalani, Bianca, and Jade here. I think it's more so going to be like the house show type match. Big baby face. Moment. Kalani gets the cosign from Bianca and Jade because she's kind of the stand-in for Naomi here in a way.
Yeah, kind of.
Funny thing about it is she does wrestle a lot like Naomi, and like I will say this, I think that's a great moment for her, big babyface moment.
Mm-hmm.
However, it would be more interesting considering Fatal Influence is targeting Kalani if one of them actually pins her.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. I'm on the same side as you, Ruff. I think Belair, Cargill, and Jordan do win because CW Network, new network, big face win here. The team coming down from main roster, it makes more sense for them to win here. However, Fatal Influence could, really benefit from a win over someone like Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. Not to mention if they pin Kalani, and then that's a title claim.
Title claim, and plus also you could claim that since one of them ended up pinning Kalani, the other two could be like, hey, we still beat you, Jade and Bianca.
Exactly. Yeah.
You lost the match.
But
give me a title shot.
But they won this week, so I feel like they're gonna lose next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all in on that too. I can't see. I want Fatal Influence to win, but that's not gonna. Not against these three. Like Belair isn't gonna lose an NXT issue.
Probably not. No.
Jade Cargill isn't gonna get a loss on NXT when she's only lost once.
Bianca's only losing on NXT if she's losing to Shayna or Rhea.
Shout out to the best two just to come out of NXT.
Yeah.
But we move on now to the next match on here, which is another non-title match. We have a singles match between Randy Orton and the guy who's born after he debuted, Javon Evans. Craig, who you got for this? Oh, okay.
Randy with a big old RKO. Not even a question.
I fully agree. Yeah, I think Randy Orton wins. I think we're going to get a ridiculous RKO. I think we're going to get Javon attempt his jump, second rope, top rope, corkscrew splash thing. He'll do that, RKO'd from that. I think we're legitimately getting the next Evan Bourne RKO thing.
Yeah. We're getting a GIF.
Yeah, we are.
That's what's happening. We're getting a GIF.
And like last week, I said, Randall is just going to shout at me, stupid.
Yeah, that's what match was pretty good.
Yeah, I really wanted to just break out the stupid at Javon.
Yeah.
But Ruff, what are your thoughts on Randy and Javon?
It's gonna be a good main event match. It's gonna go 14-15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy RKO, 1, 2, 3. Gonna be a viral moment. And overall, I think this is big stamp of approval for Javon, and it's going to be a step in the right direction for him, especially since he is, one of the people that they're going to be building around going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't really see anything wrong with this match. Honestly, in every way and aspect of it, this is perfect for Javon. It's great for Randy as well, because this is Randy's first match on NXT, right?
Yeah.
I think he had a match before.
He might have done. Maybe I think that was a long time ago though, when it was a game show, NXT.
Yeah.
Remember those fun days of rookies and pros? And
Randy for the win.
Carry a beer keg down the ramp. But yeah, fair enough. So we all got Randy and we've all got Team Bianca. On to the title matches that have been announced. We start off with the NXT Tag Team Championships. Champions Fraxium, Nathan Frazier and Axiom taking on A-Town Down Under, Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. We'll start off here with Ruff.
I'm gonna stick with the champions. If they're the thing is, the rumor was Motor City Machine Guns was going to come in, join NXT. However, if you watch SmackDown, it seems like the Guns might be going directly to main roster.
Obviously, SmackDown needs to watch SmackDown. You just go watch it after. No spoilers.
Oh, my bad.
I think.
That's cool.
You know, I think I remember reading like they were going to main roster and do like coaching or something like that, like for the NXT talent and stuff like that. But I don't. Thing is, the Motor City Machine Guns have got incredible rep and incredible credibility to their name. They're probably the most known tag team or the best tag team out there that's not signed to anywhere. But saying that, I want them in NXT because I don't watch Raw SmackDown really.
They should not be on NXT.
No,
It's not just NXT, but they are too big for NXT.
Well, let them be NXT for a little bit, like a year at most.
Like 6 months. Give them 6 months, fine. But nah, it's a joke.
But Craig, do you watch
Raw?
Yeah, but do you watch Raw SmackDown, Craig?
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
Well, I think Fraxium does retain. It's just a question of what's next for them.
Ridge Holland and his new tattoo partner, Sean Spears.
No. That's awful. That is awful.
That even smells horrible.
I can do you one worse. Ridge Holland and Brooks Jensen.
Oh, the Jack Perry wannabe.
Oof. Yeah, Fraxium.
Yeah, fair.
Fraxium.
I'm
A-Town down under split as well. With a Theory heel turn, face turn.
They keep putting these little fragments in of like, Fraxium fine. Are they okay? Like, will they break up as a team? Will they win tag belts? Will they keep the tag belts? Can they remain a team? I don't think if they're gonna break up, A-Town Down Under are the team to break them up. So I think Axiom. I think Fraxium do win him. I think they retain the belts, and I think we are building towards a breakup angle somewhere down the line with Fraxium. As for who turns on who, I don't know. If either of them turn, I don't know. It could be a whole, like go on your own separate way sort of thing.
Funniest thing about it is when they get called up as a tag team.
Yeah. The thing is, if they're called to main roster, they're gonna get so wasted. Like I don't know what it is. It's something about the way that Hunter book, that Paul Levesque books. Unless you're Samoan or Tongan, you're not gonna get a look in. Like on Raw, if you're not part of some ongoing big storyline like the Judgment Day or Terror Twins, you're not gonna get a look in. It's a really weird case of tag teams on the main roster. NXT is the best place for them, and honestly, a breakup angle that they could do in a few months from now would probably hit pretty well, and you could almost like do what they did with Wes and Zach with these two as well. Like, there's a lot of potential here for these two, and singles routes are honestly not foreign to either of them. So, yeah, I mean, I think they retain here, but I think the plan is going forward that they're going to break up some point. I'll give them official prediction. I give them half a year. I give them until Stand and Deliver. around then, basically.
They're you say that they're gonna grow old together and retire together as tag team partners.
We're gonna get a whole marriage ceremony in the ring between them.
Yeah, we're gonna get the marriage that Billy and Chuck never committed to.
Yeah.
I don't know if Thea Hale would like that though.
Yeah, that's true. And after this, we go to the final match announced, which is a reason why I've left it till last, because I feel like that's the one that's been most divisive. The NXT North American Championship. Champion Femi defends against Tony D'Angelo.
And the new North American champion, Tony D.
And what are your reasons, Craig?
It's because honestly, I've just got a feeling. There's no real logic to my thinking. I just got this feeling. The way they've been building it, I just think, yeah, I think it's gonna be Tony D.
Yeah. Ruff, what are you thinking?
I actually agree with Craig. I'm full force on the Tony D train. It's mostly due to the fact that they're really laying on thick that, oh yeah, Tony doesn't have a chance in hell. Like you know how they typically do it. Like, and the thing about it is, like I miscounted the days. I was like, oh, Oba only becomes longest reigning champion if he beats Tony D. Well, he's the official longest reigning champion now.
Right.
So I think if they accomplished, if the reason why they didn't have Tony D beat him in the first place was to give Oba the record, well, they've accomplished that already. And like, unless they want to like hold it off until Halloween Havoc, like they could do that. They technically really could do that and make it like a specialty match to really protect Oba and defeat, so he still looks strong, and then he can move up to the NXT title. It really just depends on the placement of the card, because honestly, you can open up the show with that match, but if it's main eventing, I really think there's a 75% chance Tony D actually dethrones Oba Femi.
I agree with that. I think if that match is main eventing, I think Tony wins. I think anywhere else he's not winning. But saying that, I think you two have gone too far off the beaten path. I think Oba retains here, and I know I made a mistake this week with Ethan winning, because I was adamant that Ethan would retain. However, I think here they've done the whole, champ retained, champ changed thing this week. So next week, we'll get both champ retained. And I think there's more storyline here with Tony losing again. Tony was so fired up. He was so ready for this. But he still lost. Because Oba is something else. Like, Oba is the boss that you can't beat. Like, he's the boss in that game you can't beat. He's like that one boss in Elden Ring. Like, you can't get past.
Yeah.
Like, there's just something about him and the way he adapts and the way he attacks that no one can get over him. And that'll be Tony's story, personally, for me. I think there's more. I think there's more you can do here with Tony and the family if Tony doesn't win. And I know it's all Rocky 3 with the whole, Rocky lost to Clubber Lang, and then he beats Clubber Lang, yay, and then. But Tony losing again, you can go down the whole depression route. You can go down he's lost himself route. Like, He might even break up. He might even break up the family. Like, there's a lot of options you can do here. If Tony,
I'm gonna be honest
loses.
with you.
So
I'm gonna be honest with you, that is probably the worst option possible. Like, I can understand having him lose, but break up the family. Those guys.
New network, new choices, new directions.
Like, fair enough, but they need Tony. Those guys. Like, Stacks is pretty solid. Luca Crucifina and Adriana Rizzo definitely need the family at this moment.
Mm-hmm. I'm not saying like a heel turn, by the way. I'm not saying Tony turns heel. Like and like attacks the family.
No,
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying
I get what you mean.
Like he's lost everything about him. Because he's lost. He's no longer the Don of NXT. Like he's no longer who he was. Like he's now a shell of himself. And from there, I think there's a lot more you can do than if Tony wins. Because if Tony wins, great, you get that one moment, and then after that, it's like, well, hey, I'm the Don again. Yeah, I'm champion. Woo. Yeah, the family. Yeah, we're great. Yeah, go on, Stacks, and go with tag titles. Adriana, go get the women's title. They'll all lose, and then Tony's like, yeah, I'm still champion. Oh yeah, woo, we're the family. We're in charge. That's very one-dimensional to me, and very typical wrestling booking.
Yeah, you're not wrong in that sense, but at this current moment, the family being around, like it's giving people stuff to do, because I'm gonna be honest with you, without the family, Luca Crucifino is stuck on Level Up. Adriana Rizzo probably doesn't even get on TV.
I think she fought on this week's edition of Level Up, actually. Adriana Rizzo.
Like you know, but I'm right, am I?
Yeah.
Like,
I think Tony wins. It's kind of like over. It's time for Over to move on. Now it's not boring by any stretch, but maybe time to move on a bit now.
I think, CW again, new network, take a chance, do something a bit radical, do something against the normal booking, because all sense and logic would dictate Tony wins and overcomes the fears, overcomes the big guy, the big boss, whatever. But because again, like this is not a stipulation match. This is a standard match, which means Tony wins clean, or at the very least with interference, But at the end of the day, Tony would still beat Oba. So Oba's no longer this undefeated guy anymore. He's no longer this machine of a man. You can beat him.
Wait and see kind of thing, I know.
Exactly. But
yeah, like
saying that, I very much look forward to this match, because this is the one I'm most invested in.
Yeah, like Halloween Havoc is literally 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
This could very well be a rematch on that card, and it really, like, if they really want to really draw it out and still give Tony the moment, have Oba beat him here, and then you run the last chance stipulation again.
Yeah, but I wouldn't do it
where,
as the typical lifestyle is like, if you win, I'll leave forever, or I'll leave NXT, or I'll leave WWE. Like, don't do that, because that makes it too obvious.
Yeah, that's too obvious at that point.
But just, I don't know, something a bit more realistic. Like, if I lose, I
can't challenge you anymore.
Yeah, something like that. Like, as long as you're champion, I can't challenge for that belt anymore, sort of thing. Because Oba will be champion for another year or two after that. So,
like, Oba, I feel like Oba has done pretty much all that he could with this title, and that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Time to move on a little bit.
Maybe, but then again, if he loses here, he's not the same person he is. He was. Sorry. I think there needs to be, as Ruff said, there needs to be a protection aspect to protect him from his character. And I think Halloween Havoc, you could have the whole spin the wheel, make the deal, shit, and have a stipulation that enables Tony to do more and protects Oba to an extent. In that, if he loses, it's valid.
I will say this: if Oba does win on Tuesday, he officially becomes the person to have the most combined days as champion.
I mean, that would also, drive a little bit of a favor in there for Oba.
No, I'm sticking with Tony.
You were already locked in anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna still stick with Tony D, but that's the match I'm most 50-50 on.
Exactly, yeah, and that's the best thing about matches like this as well. Like, these are the best kind of matches where it's not guaranteed who's gonna win, or it's like in your mind you can't really guarantee who's gonna win. It's like as much as I didn't like it, Trick and Ethan for me was not certain.
That was for me.
Because I was so adamant in the fact that there's this McIntyre shaped cloud looming in the distance. I was like, but yeah,
should be a good next week.
So you two have Tony and I have Oba for this one.
Yeah.
Cool. And that does bring an end to the predictions, because that is what's been announced, I believe, for next week. So I think we're looking at another 4-match card.
It's probably going to be the same exact setup as last week, except, obviously they won't have the Miz TV segment. They're probably going to try to pad out the show with some more backstage stuff.
As long as they don't fucking bring in a Shanty Adonis, I'm fine.
That man. Oh man, dog.
Anywho, let's go forever.
Oh,
that man is down horrendous.
Yes. The less about him, the better, I think. And the hat does bring an end to this show and to this review and to these predictions and to this show. I'll start off with Ruff, actually. Ruff, anything that you want to promote?
Yeah, follow me on Twitter if Elon hasn't taken my account off again. Yeah, Ruff Maine, RuffMane, Ruff Maine on X, on Twitter, because his mama named him Twitter. I'ma call him Twitter.
That is absolutely fair. And of course, you can just see Ruff's Twitter on the overlay just next to his camera up there. Well, no camera, you know what I mean? He did next to his square. How about you, Mr. Impact Craig?
Yeah, if people drop me a follow on Twitch, Mr_Impact Craig, more stuff coming on there. And if you drop me a follow on TikTok as well. At Mr. Impact Craig. Trying to build that up. Trying to get more stuff out there, and if anyone is a graphic designer and wants to do stuff for free, please hit me up. Because I need something. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. And in regards to the show itself, our overlays, our medias are out there as well. So Instagram, Facebook, Twitter or X, and Twitch. Twitch is going to be coming. I keep saying it, but it is happening. I put out a post recently about doing horror game streaming for the month of October. That is coming. I've got a schedule now set up for next week. This week was a bit of a mess, but next week I'm certain and going to be doing some streaming. Don't know what days exactly, but the schedule is there for each day, should I decide to do it on that day. It's just life's busy. But in regards to the video, please like, share, comment, also subscribe to the channel. It's all free and hurts no one and helps us immensely. So any help you can give, greatly appreciated. But
Yeah.
I have been Dan DP DeBreezy. I've been joined by Mr. Impact Craig, and I've been joined by Ruff.
Yep.
And
hopefully that Nash Carter thing doesn't, blow up.
I honestly forgot his name in NXT before the whole change thing. I honestly forgot about that.
And this is fun. Hopefully I can come back.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming on. Again, thank you for your time, because I know for you it's really early in the morning for you.
Man, I'm about to pass out, bro.
And wrap this up.
But on that
I'm
note,
dedicated to the game, so.
On that note, I will thank my guest Ruff. I'll thank Craig once again for being here as he usually is, and we will bid you adieu.
Adieu.